Then the Nunakai Raphael will notify that Babylon has fallen. The beast has Nubians hating themselves and living in the beast's image by Nubians coloring, bleaching their hair and skin. For example, Michael Jackson. And you still won't be accepted by the beast. Please understand this, that you are doing a disservice to yourself and your ancestors' bloodline by entertaining the beast's actions and breeding with the beast. Alright? Alright. You will never see a Nubian man on money. The closest they got to a Nubian man was President Abraham Lincoln, 1809 to 1865, who was a mulatto according to the 5 Negro presidents by John Rogers on page 7, where a picture portrays Abraham Lincoln as a Nubian, showing how he had woolly hair. So once again, they are choosing who and what you learn about. They will teach you about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., George Washington Carver, Alex Haley, Booker T. Washington, Franklin Douglass, Nat Turner, Benjamin Bonaclair, John Baptiste Point Disable, Gustavus Vassa, Webb Du Bois, Eli Whitney, and Crispus Attucks, etc. People who they feel you need to know about. They'll teach you about the Nubians that were fighting for them or who were working with them. Those are the ones that they like. But what about other leaders? They won't teach you about Noble Drew Ali or Marcus Garvey or Kankan Mansa Musa, the Abu Bakr, or the Honorable Elijah Muhammad or Claire's 13X Pudding, the Nubians who spoke out against them. No matter how intelligent they were or how much they were loved by Nubians or what they had contributed, they don't teach you about them recently. Colleges have allowed students to read the autobiography of Malcolm X. As a part of course, they would love for you to read this book written by a Nubian who was considered a Uncle Tom by other Nubians like Alex Haley, who never lived in Harlem and was married to a Caucasian. Or let someone like Spike Lee make a movie on the life of Malcolm X who doesn't know anything about the times of Malcolm X because he wasn't there, nor was he a member of the Nation of Islam or any other set of Muslims. All he knows is what someone has told him and what he learned through books written with only the info that they wanted you to know about him, which would be that he was a radical militant leader who believed in violence, who defected from the Nation of Islam and became a part of the Pale Arab movement. They don't point out that he changed his name from Malcolm X to Maligal Shabazz, and the name Shabazz was introduced by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Only those that are true followers of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad use that name, Shabazz. Yeah, so those people didn't use the name Shabazz unless it was exclusively used by those devoted to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And if he didn't change the name Shabazz, he was still Zoya in some way to the loyal in some way to the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, right up until his death. They don't want you to know about the love he had for his people. When they write books about him, they don't tell you of how he was telling his people to do for themselves, also love and respect themselves. They publish quotes from his speeches like, "I don't believe we're going to overcome by singing. If you're going to get your full 5 and start singing, we shall overcome. I'm with you," or things like, "By any means necessary," or "You have to walk in with a hand grenade and tell man, listen, you give us what we have got coming, or nobody is going to get anything," leaving you with the impression of crazy, easy, violent, criminal-minded man who was a menace to society, forgetting that he was inspiration and learned all of this from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, who reformed him from being a criminal product of society like many of the children are today. And more people like the Honorable Elijah Muhammad are needed today because he was able to change such a man. They don't want Nubians, especially Nubian men, to be aware of the power that they once possessed. That's why I, Adapa, Enoch, what have you, by the teachings of the master teacher El Majud, the messenger, Yanun, Gabriel, Michael, to help you understand with myself, including that Nubians have been reduced to less than nothing by the hands of the evil reptilian and his agents. Every time you hear of Nubians, you will always hear about the bad or disagreeable things they want you to hear. They pry into us lives and try to find out anything that will aid in their own fall. And if they cannot find anything, they will make up lies and fabricate stories. Right now, there is no black leadership, none at all. There's no black leadership. To this, there is no enemy for the common Caucasian to dislike or hate. 1969, different melanated movements of Nubians trying to find themselves. However, when the Amorite began to realize that Nubians were waking up, he had to put a stop to it. So to stamp out the black awareness, he created movies with images in them like Shaft, Superfly, The Mac, and Cleopatra Jones, Cotton Comes to Harlem, Watermelon Man, JT's Revenge, Comeback Charleston Blue, Hero Ain't Nothing But a Sandwich, Cornbread Earl, and Me and the Spoof that sat behind door 5 on the black hand side, Sheba Baby Coffee across 110th Street, Uptown Saturday Night, Blackula, Scream, Blackula Scream, Car Wash, Superfly Goes to Africa, Let's Do It Again, Black Caddison. He purposely portrayed the Nubian man as a super pimp, a peddler of lust, material, desire, money, drugs, etc., corruption, and violence. This helped to destroy and distort reality things that were happening during the black awareness movement, like the Afros and dashikis. Became a passing fad. Nubians no longer wanted to go back to Africa. They straightened their hair and went to disco instead. Like when Muhammad Ali was Cassius Clay, the Amorites loved him until he became a Muslim and changed his name. Same with Iron Mike. Now that he's Muslim, they will try to associate that with racism. However, Mike Tyson's adopted mother, is Caucasian. So it's very difficult for them to play that race card on him. You know what I'm saying? It's very difficult for them to play that race card on him. In jail, he had time to think. Now they're waiting for the right movement to take him down again, which is religious discrimination when it comes to crime.